Please let me know if you can hear me. Because last time I had mic problems and people couldn't hear me at first. Annyeong. Hi. Can you hear me? Loud and clear, yay or nay. While I am getting the yes or no, just want to remind everybody that tomorrow I have a friend speeding event. Oops, I hit the table. Sorry. I have a friend speeding event tomorrow. So if you want to come be my friend and make more friends, you can check out my website, meganosten.com/speedfriending. I'll just put it in the chat. But I'm really excited to meet. It's been a while since I've been able to do one of these, but it's a really good way for you guys to get plugged in with my group of friends. Tomorrow, yes, tomorrow morning Sunday morning for me at 11 a.m., Saturday night for you guys in the States. So just a super fun way for me to get to know you guys, / you get to join my like personal group chats where we get to hang out in person. If you come to Korea, I even filmed a video on Thursday. Yeah, with one of the girls that was in that group. We talked about K-pop, but it won't be on my channel. It'll be on a different channel. But I don't know anything about K-pop, so she taught me things. Okay, what are we saying? You're finally going to Korea, Adam? Again. That was perfectly placed on the next line. Again! So exciting. When do you come? Where are you from? I am from the United States of America. I'm from the States. I also just woke up, honestly. That's why I'm a little late. I needed to shower and try to look presentable for y'all. But I'm from the States. I've kind of like lived a little bit of everywhere. I moved around. And then my family's from the West Coast. I'm mostly from the East Coast or the Midwest and kind of like just bopped around. I also have questions that y'all asked me on Instagram. That's honestly the best way for y'all to be in touch with me. I post way more on my Instagram now than I do on YouTube because it's easy. I can just post easily on here. So let me go to those questions as well because I told people I would answer them. Are you an expert in K-pop now? Never. Never shall I ever be an expert in K-pop because I'm just not into it. I don't have anything against it. I enjoy watching the dances, but I don't know. I just have other hobbies that take my time up. Take up my time. You're coming December 10th. That's 2 days before my birthday. My birthday is the 12th. I'm 12/12. But yay, you're coming. Okay, let's say hello to people. Hi, Michael. Hi, Brandy. Let's see. Have you been to Busan? I actually used to live in Busan. I used to live in Busan for, I think in total it was like almost 5 months, but I came once, went back to Seoul, went to the States, came back. But yeah, in total I've lived there for maybe 4 or 5 months. I like Busan more than Seoul. I would live in Busan if I could, but sadly, all of the work, all of the job opportunities, it's all here in Seoul. I film with a company once a week in Seoul, and then I'm most likely going to start filming with a different company and start working for them for a live streaming sales gig. So I'll keep you posted, but I have to be in Seoul. I like Busan more. Brandy, you're traveling to Korea next week. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for you. Safe travels. He's going for a trip next week. Many people are. Guide and keep him all the way. Bring him safely home again. Thank you for your care. Amen. That's the travel prayer that my parents and I would say every time someone in our family would go on a little trip. Teehee. Okay. I'm so happy to hang out with you guys. Sorry, I just I get really excited about the comments, but I'm just really happy to have time to sit and just answer your questions and chill and hang out. I've been a busy girl, and then I tried to take a week off, And then it feels like I haven't talked to y'all in forever, slash, I feel like I haven't done a lot on YouTube these days because of it. But it's good to be back. I'm excited to get you guys this train video finally. If you saw me on Instagram, I was freaking out that I haven't finished the travel series. And it's been over a year and a half since part 4. Oh my gosh. Okay. Can you tell I'm just so smiley to be with you guys? What's wrong with me? Okay. Focus. Is it Eliz? What is Eliz? How do you say your name? Can you type out how I say it? Elise? Is it Elise? Would love to, but no money. Oh, please message me. I'm hoping to, yeah, go next year. Yeah, I try to do these around once a month, sometimes twice a month, but these days it's so so much. But if financially is the only reason why you guys wouldn't come, like please message me because I'd rather you be able to come and we can talk about it. Hi. The reason I have the price there is just for protection and for safety. I don't want people to just like randomly pop in and randomly pop out. And I also want people who are like serious about it, not just like looking to date somebody or like, yeah, I want there to be some sort of fee that shows that you guys are like legitimately interested, slash, there is a lot of really good benefits to joining the membership. And a lot of people do memberships that are like continuously, you have to pay something. And this is just like a one time thing. So, yes. Okay. So, hello, hello. I'm going to say hello to people and then I'm going to go back up. Short for Elizabeth. Oh, I love that. Nice to meet you, Elizabeth. Hi, Sammy. Hi, Marlena. Hey there, hey. Hi, Lifestyle by KA. Hello. Hello, Kathleen. Anthony. Okay, I'm going back up because I missed a lot of questions, but I'll come back down quickly. Okay. I was wondering if you sent the links for the friend chat already. Haven't gotten it. But okay. Are you talking about the friend speeding event? It's all on my website, which I just posted just there. All of the like friend related chat stuff, it's all there. It's a event that you have to come to join the chats, but we have a good time. Okay. Adam, been keeping up with your video since you started. Like do you know what was the first video that you watched? I'm curious. K-pop in the 90s all the way. I've been learning so much about K-pop these days because I feel bad to be so clueless and live in Korea. Because everybody talks about it and it's like a separate language. And I just sit there and I don't know what's going on. So I'm trying to learn. Hello, hello. So many wonderful people. Hi, guys. You're saying hello from Korea finally? That's so exciting. You're currently here in Korea. And do I say your name? Mafalda? Tell me how to say your name. I want to know how to say your guys' name. I'm not good with names. But you're in Korea. That's so exciting. Is October a good time to visit Korea? Yes. Fall is the best. Hands down. Spring is beautiful. But I just prefer fall. Like fashion, clothing, warm drinks, like different. Like Korea's so colorful. The leaves are like beyond colorful. And so I really love fall. Spring is beautiful. The cherry blossoms last year went so fast that I was like, were they ever here? Like they lasted like maybe a week. So personally, I like fall over spring, but they're both equally beautiful. October is great. October going into November, beautiful. September, that's my favorite time. Marlena, 사랑해. Hi Sammy. How am I today? Gorgeous friend, you're so sweet. Sammy is like OG. OG subscribers. Seriously, like he saw my videos back when I was like young, not even Korea, like pre-Korea. Crazy. Okay. I'm okay. I haven't been able to sleep lately very well, which is annoying, but I'm good. I'm doing really well. I feel really blessed. My friend's birthday is today, so we're gonna go have fun with him, and go to a really good restaurant tonight, and I get to see some people that I love, so that makes me happy. Even though I'm very introverted. I just haven't, like, gotten like, something that you'll learn about Seoul is, like, you can make really good friends with people, but they don't necessarily live near you, and Seoul itself is really big, but then people often, especially at my church, live, like, outside of Seoul, outside, and so they have to come all the way up to Seoul, and they'll do that on the weekends, but then you don't really get to see them during the week, whereas, like, when you're friends with somebody that's your neighbor, you get to see them all the time. So I get really excited for weekends to be able to, like, see them and, like, hang out with them. So, all right, I'm going to skip down because I feel so bad I'm missing so much. But if I didn't answer your question, please retype it if you need me to answer it. First video watched was the learning Korean tips. Oh, so cool. Great segue into one of the questions that somebody asked. I was going through them a little bit before. Where to go? Monday. Someone asked me that, oh yeah, I'm awful at learning languages. Any tips, resources for learning the very basics of Korean? Korean is hard, y'all. Korean is hard. It is, especially if you speak English as a first language, because the sentence structure goes like this. You have to like flip it a lot. And so when I'm trying to speak Korean, I'm just like, and then put this over here, like I'm a math person, so I'm like, right, carry the two, but we put it over here. So I don't do well with Korean to say the least. But uh, I always recommend, I don't know if I still have the link to it in the description. I used to have like automatically, I would put all of my favorite links in the description, and I think it shows up here. But there's an app called Tuida, I believe is how you say it since it's written out in English, I don't actually know how to say it. But my favorite app is that, and because there is like a free version of it. There is a free version of it, but it's quite limited. You do have to pay like a little bit. I believe there's like a discount code or something. I reached out to them. Okay, let me start the sentence over. I like this app. Even though there is a little bit of like you have to pay, the reason I like it is because it is quite literally like you're talking to somebody. They have videos and they will ask you the question, and you can turn on and off if you want there to be captions, or if you want there to be like the written out version, or like Hangul, or if you want there to be patim, which is like the how to say it. You can kind of click things on and off. So it feels like you're having, even though it's programmed and the thing is listening for you to say a specific answer. It's nice because it's a program that really helps you feel like you're speaking, because I think too many apps, you're just going through and like clicking through flashcards. And that's great. You can learn a lot of vocabulary that way. You can become familiar, but until you actually like hear somebody saying it, it's really, really hard to feel comfortable. And so then you still go up to somebody and talk, and then they ask you a question in Korean and you go, you're like, oh my gosh, I don't know what's happening. I haven't actually heard it before. So I think it's definitely I know it's in my video. Okay, it's in this video. I'll link this video below. It is the best apps to learn Korean. That is the video that, yeah, it's the best apps, or the best apps that I recommend if you're coming to Korea, and then it's under there, and this is the link to the actual app itself, and I have, like, there's, like, a little referral code that you get a discount off. It's, like, a good discount if you use that, so I do recommend that you use that little discount code. Again, I reached out to them. This isn't, like, a partnership where they asked me to sponsor them. I reached out to them because I like them so much, so that's from the heart. And then if you wanted something like maybe a better resource that I used to listen to a lot when I was first starting off, Talk to Me in Korean has a podcast. And the podcast, I would actually listen to that while I was driving. And it just really helped me like multitask, because I'm not somebody that's very good at like sitting down and studying. But if I'm like walking somewhere and I'm listening to a podcast or something, I feel like that's a way for me to kind of like do two things at once, because my time is quite limited. So, Talk to Me in Korean's podcast. Talk to Me in Korean podcast. Yes, and this is all free. The podcasts are, or at least when I used to drive, which was, wow, I haven't driven in a while. I mean, I drove when I went back to the States quickly, but so this is a few years ago. Wow. I've been in Korea for a while. So there is the website for the Talk to Me in Korean. That's one of my favorite websites as well. Lorian, hi. Hi there. Hope all is going well. Have you been watching the World Cup? Korea. Okay, I don't want to get too loud. Korea. Okay. So I really enjoy watching sports, actually. I really love sports. My problem with soccer is that it makes like me feel so anxious. I grew up watching American football with my dad, and then I played a lot of I played a lot of sports and would watch a lot of games like baseball or basketball, and they're very like all of those games, the score goes up a lot more than in soccer. Soccer is quite literally like, nope, nothing happened. Nope, nothing happened. Oh my gosh, nothing happened. But when something does happen, when I tell you that my whole apartment building was screaming when Korea got the second goal, it was hilarious. Like literally, like collectively, we all were so excited. But I was excited from afar. I don't watch soccer very often because I'll only watch it if I'm with somebody. And last night I had to work a lot, so I was in my room like editing, and I was just checking the live instant replay score. It tells you everything. Your phone tells you everything. So I was keeping up with the score and stuff like that, and it was so amazing that it's like since 2010 they haven't made it into the final 16. So I'm so proud of Korea. Like all the pictures, like, I just love seeing people be so passionate about something, and I love a good underdog story, and they were not expected to win. That's part of the reason I didn't go to watch it was because I hate more than anything. Maybe it's because I'm from, like, most of my life I lived in Ohio, and I'm sorry, I'm going on, like, a little tangent, but in Ohio, we have a team called the Browns. It's a football team. I'm a Steelers fan. Y'all can come and kill me in the comments. But I'm a Steelers fan because my whole dad's side of the family is from Pittsburgh, like the entire family. So I was raised in Connecticut. So that's we would go we're closer, kind of like if I'm gonna drive. I was closer to them in comparison to a lot of other anyways, that doesn't make any sense what I'm saying. Pittsburgh Steelers fan, grew up watching the games, get to Ohio, and Ohio, when I tell you guys, the most devoted fans I've ever seen in my entire life are Browns fans. And Ohio, just like any football team, like Buckeyes, yep, there's Michael, go Bucks. Uh, Browns fans, like for years, the Browns were not good at all. Like lose L L L L L L L, but their fans would show up, they'd be all in, but, like, to see the sadness of, like, yet another loss. I think growing up, I was like, "I hate going to games where people have their hopes up and then they lose," or, like, you just see that defeat, and it's probably also because I'm a competitive person, and also I've done just, like, a lot of, like, things where if it doesn't go well and you see that, like, oh, like, true defeat, it makes me so sad. So I don't like watching games where I feel like the outcome is not gonna be a good one. If I knew the game was gonna be a good game, I would have gone. But the fact that I thought there was, like, no way Korea could win, so it's my bad that I didn't go. But I hate seeing people be sad like that and so sad, like, and depressed. So I was living my best life looking through, like, people's Instagram stories where everyone was like, "Ah!" It would have been, like, life-changing if I went in person, but it's okay. I guess I didn't have enough soccer fans. Soccer friends. Soccer fan friends. Okay, moving on. I'm also really proud of Korea too. It's not even my country. Yes, Lauren. Woo! Um, okay, I'm gonna look at some of the questions that I missed because I feel bad. Do, 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 do. Oh, okay, so some people can't come to the event because of the time of it. I'll have another one at another time. I think it would be a super fun, way for you guys to meet people. Okay. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, you found the wood carving class in Seoul? Oh, I'm so glad. That's so exciting. Oh my gosh, that sounds Kathleen, that sounds like a beautiful, uh, time. I'll definitely have to check that out. Okay. What's for lunch? Good question. I woke up super late, and for my stomach, I can't eat actually for like, I need to fast. I do intermittent fasting because I have IBS, and if I don't feel well. So I can't eat right when I get up, but I'll think about it. I love food. I'm such a foodie. There's a ramen place. If you guys are in Korea and you live near like Hongdae at all, or you come to Hongdae, there's a ramen called Hana Ramyeon, which is like, why did I roll my R? I can't even roll my R's most days. Okay. Hana Ramyeon. So good. Oh my gosh. I ate there and I've been thinking about it ever since. I'm kind of like, do I go back? It's gonna be so busy. It's a weekend, but Hana Ramyeon is so good. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay, I have so many questions. Oh my gosh, someone said, I've witnessed your growth over time, and that has inspired me to work for my channel. I'm so glad. Like, if I can inspire anybody, that's so amazing. Seriously, go for your dreams though, because like I never imagined that this would be my full-time job. Um, I'm a new follower and I appreciate all the content you release about Korea coming in May of next year, and everything's very helpful. So thank you. I'm so glad. Is it Cindy? I'm really, really glad that my videos have been helpful. The train video that is coming next will be so helpful, I promise. That'll be like a really good way. I think there's a way I found discounts for tickets for the train if you are a foreigner. So that would be really helpful, but I'm still talking with the company about it. Can't give any false information out. Do you happen to know of any cooking classes? I do. I do know of a cooking class. I reached out to her to see if she could collab with me, and then I got too busy and her schedule was like super full. But everybody I know that goes to this class really likes it. It's called hello_k_cooking. Lots of good things about this one. Definitely recommend that cooking class. Let's go back to the questions. Michael, you're like literally just a ball of sunshine. Michael is also one of my number one fans as well. My good friend now. He always comes to my speed friending events and he always is in the comments just giving the best love. And I hope to see you when I come to Ohio. Oh, let's make it happen. Are you friends with Adrienne Hill? I am. She is the sweetest. She really is so sweet. The way I met her was she was looking for somebody that was in Seoul area that could help her film when she went to this like wave park with her boyfriend. And I lived at that time a little bit farther south, like closer towards, it was in Incheon. And I went, helped her film. Her and her boyfriend are so nice. And now I like to deliver her little gifts from time to time just because she really inspired me a lot to start my YouTube channel. To see her doing that full time, I was like, why can't I do that too? And like watching her videos is how I got to understand a lot about what Korea was like life here in Korea. So I love her so much. Tips for meeting friends in Korea. I'm traveling alone and I feel like it'll be weird if I'm alone the whole time. I really don't think that it will be weird because so many people do it, first of all. Second of all, there are a lot of people in your shoes. So like Bumble BFF. Bumble, I know it sounds really weird, but like Bumble is a dating app, but there is a section called BFF that's for friends. And that's how I made a lot of my friends. Slash, super recommend you hit up my favorite language exchange is called You Are Not Alone. It's also in Hongdae. Tyler is the guy that leads this language exchange. You can find them on Instagram. I loved going to this. And is it like a little, like some people think it's a little strange because like I think they moved to like a different location though. Yeah, they moved to this cafe, but It's just you get randomly assigned groups of tables, and then you switch up the groups of tables. Sounds a little weird, but it was a really good way for me to meet people, both Korean, like, and foreigners, and it's hard to meet Korean people, like, naturally, and then everybody, not everybody, but sometimes people go to out to get pizza or, like, go to grab drinks afterwards, so I really recommend that you are not alone, and tell Tyler I say hello. He's such a great guy. Like, I've always had such a great time whenever I meet, and it's only 5,000 won to go, which is less than $5. Really, really amazing people, that go to that. Um, if you only had 1 day in Seoul, where would you go for dinner? Oh! Oh, that's, like, the hardest question I've ever gotten. I'm such a foodie. Oh my gosh. I love food. Okay. I would talk to that person about how much Korean food have they experienced before, because some people haven't experienced many Korean foods, and there are certain Korean foods that you can only get really in Korea. Like in the States, there's no 닭갈비 restaurant. 닭갈비 is like this chicken cheese, like, there's different ways that you can eat it, but it's like sautéed vegetables and chicken, usually a little bit spicy, but it's all in this big pot, and then they'll put, like, cheese on top, or they'll put cheese on the side, and it's so good. Let me pull up a picture of it so that you know what I'm talking about. Come on. 닭갈비. Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Didn't work. I'll type it. I'm not good at spelling things. Okay. So there's different ways to eat it. It can look like that. That's cheese in the center. By the way, you spell it like this. It's probably backwards, but 닭갈비. And sometimes it can look like that with all that cheese. I like the ones that the cheese is on the outside and you can, like, dip it. But there are so many good 닭갈비 restaurants. I feel like I would get that just because I can't really eat that in the States. Like, I never personally found a 닭갈비 restaurant. One of my favorite 닭갈비 places, I take my subscribers there a lot. Can I find it on the map really quick? And I want to preface that this is not my favorite. This is not what I would get as a meal, but this is what I would recommend to people because it's such a good experience slash it's just so yummy. I love cheese. Does my body like cheese? Not as much as my heart does. This restaurant, I was gonna recommend this restaurant because it's always where I would go, but the last time we went, the servers were so mean to us because we were foreigners, I think, that I don't wanna recommend it, which is really sad because I used to love going there. But I don't think I'll go back because the experience was definitely pretty rough. So just type in 닭갈비 and look for a place that has good reviews. I don't wanna, like, hate on a restaurant, so I'm not gonna show you the place that I was talking about, but personally, and then hello to all the people that are joining. William, hello. Hello, Theophilus. I don't know how to say it, but hello. If I was going myself, there is a barbecue, a 돼지갈비. 돼지갈비 is like the rib of pork. It's like very well marinated. It's cooked on a charcoal grill, or it's cooked over charcoal. So like the actual, what are those called? The charcoal things. Charcoal. It's cooked over charcoal. What the hey? What the hey, Mel? Okay. This is one of my all-time favorite restaurants of all time. Like, hands down, the best place. I take all of my friends here. They're not open on Sundays, but it's near my church, or I would go there on Sundays for sure. Over the coals. Yes, thank you for helping me English. This restaurant is amazing. absolutely phenomenal. Y'all can take screenshots, I guess, but get the Tweji Kalbi. Uh, your life will not be the same. I actually did a video. I did a video with my friend kind of about barbecue experience. It's gonna be probably like a short video because it's just like a little bit of like barbecue etiquette, and honestly, I could probably just like edit that super fast and just get it up so that it's a fun video for you guys to watch. That restaurant is so good, but the wait is so long if you don't get there right when they open. Uh yeah, I've had to wait like 20 plus parties to eat there. It took like 2 hours because there's not many seats. It's a very small restaurant. It's so good. Okay, let me look at some of these Instagram questions again though, because I want to get both. If you don't follow me on Instagram, I said it before, but I post there so much more than I post on YouTube and talk with you guys, hang out with you guys a lot more over there. I've been watching so many of your videos lately on traveling to South Korea. I'm trying to go next October, November-ish. That's such a good time. Oh, that's so beautiful. Not too hot, not too cold. Beautiful. I'm so excited for you. Okay. Um I'm not sure what this person was trying to say, but someone said, "Can you be criminal by get into my heart?" Just kidding. Smooth criminal. Oh gosh. Someone asked me what church do I go to? Message me on Instagram and ask me if you're really interested in coming to church, and I can give you my church recommendations. I try not to publicly tell people where I go to church just for safety reasons, but I would love for you to come with me or come say hi and hang out. Sammy, you asked, what are the cons and pros of living and traveling in South Korea? Ooh, that's a good question. Pro. So living and traveling is quite different. Pro, con for both living and traveling, convenience and transportation is like for sure my first response. Everything is so convenient. It's so like you can go anywhere in South Korea by public transportation, and maybe it does take a little bit of time. However, the fact that the option's there and people use it a lot. In the States, if I took like a bus, they're called Greyhounds mostly in the States, was like the most popular long distance bus. Greyhounds were like not known for being great bus experiences. So it's just wonderful that the bus systems are like, and subways and trains, they're clean, reasonably priced, leave quite frequently. I can just go to the train station or bus station and say like, I want to take a bus to here, and they'll be like, okay, the next bus leaves in like, and it's usually within the hour. So it's very convenient. And a lot of people love coming here if they can't drive in their home country, like they don't have their license, because they can see so much of Korea and they have so much independence here. So I really love that about Korea. Let me take a sip of my coffee. Mm. It's actually, if you guys are in Korea and you like peppermint mochas from Starbucks, at the Starbucks reserves, they sell the packets of peppermint mocha. When I tell you that this was the best finding. But if you don't have a Starbucks reserve near you, or you want to not spend so much money because they are a little pricey, you can go to Mega Coffee and you can get their hot, they have like a mint mocha, I think, and it tastes quite similar. It's the closest thing I've been able to find. Random fun fact of the day. A con to living/traveling is, for me, what would I call that? How would I say that in a word? I love Korean culture, but what I don't love is the fact that there's not like this friendly, in the States, you can be standing in line at a grocery store, and you can suddenly start learning about the random person in front of you's like whole life story, right? You can just make a random friend with a random stranger. You can spark up like small talk, and that is not, you don't do that here. You don't talk to the stranger, you don't start sparking up small talk. And if you're near me ever, you just so happen to be near me in line at like a restaurant. Like this past week, I went to like a restaurant. I hadn't been there before. Foreigners were standing behind me. They're talking to each other in English, and I eventually kind of just I broke into the conversation because I knew they were traveling, and I just wanted to like have that small talk experience because I love that and I miss that. I am literally, you guys know MBTI? It's like a test that tells you about yourself. My MBTI, I always forget what it is. If you wanna guess what it is, I'll look it up on my phone so I don't say it wrong. But I am quite literally in the middle between E and I. I am dead set. I'm not gonna tell you which one I lean towards. You'd probably be surprised at my overall answer anyways, but the way that you can just make a friend with anybody, I don't necessarily like want to have that small talk all the time. Sometimes I go back to the States and I'm like, y'all talk to me too much, like give me a second. I had surgery on my knee and I was on crutches. And I felt like seven people in Walmart had to tell me about like their aunt, second cousin twice removed, also is on crutches or was on crutches 10 years ago. And da, 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 sometimes it's too much. But when you don't have that, in Korea, you start to miss it because you start to feel way more isolated here and lonely. So that's why going to something like a language exchange or going to these classes are so much fun because it's a way to meet more people. And once you start meeting people, it's so much easier to meet more people. It's kind of like a ball that starts rolling because they'll connect you to their friends. That's why I went to my church originally, was to make friends. And that's where all of my best friends have come from, is from church. Cannot thank my church enough for like loving me and accepting me as well as they did. They've changed my life literally. So my church, 100% best people I've met. Underneath that would definitely be like language exchanges or Bumble BFF. Honestly, for me, YouTube, I've met so many people through YouTube. But yes, would love to know what you guys think is my MBTI, if you guys know anything about it. But maybe you're not very Korean. Like they talk about it all the time here. I need to look it up though, because I always forget what I am. And I'm always with this one friend that has to remind me what I am because she's exactly like she's the same except one is different, is flipped. So she can remember what mine is because she knows what hers is. So she always has to remind me. So I have to look it up. Where's the screenshots? Who am I? Okay, come on. What's my MBTI? All the Koreans are mad at me because I don't know it off the top of my head. It's such a popular like dating question or just like personality. Like people really they hold it of high importance. Of like, oh, I found it. Okay. Okay. I'll wait for two more serious. OHIO? OH. IO. Um it's so funny because like the category, like there's like there's like categories of like MBTI has like what you're called, and there's like a name, like the challenger or like the helper. I don't know. I'm just making them. I don't remember what they are. I clearly don't know a lot about this, but so someone said INFP, someone said ISFJ. I love guesses, but it's so funny because I don't really know anything about MBTI, so I don't even know why I'm asking because I don't. Anyways, so I am an okay. So I thought I was an ENFP. I'm an ESFP. I used to be an ENFP. I'm an ESFP. However, look at this, y'all. This is how closely introverted, extroverted I am. Like, I really need my alone time. And after spending too much time with people, I need to like shut myself in my room and not talk to anybody. But it's probably like the best. It's honestly amazing because I get the opportunity to recharge both ways. Like that's such an amazing thing for me to have is because I can recharge both with people and without people. But what's hard about it is people think I'm very extroverted. So they really put me into this like E category, like heavily E. And then when I don't agree to plans or I'm like, hey, I'm sorry, like I need to like just spend some alone time. They're like, aren't you extroverted? They're like, why don't you want to hang out with me? Just kidding. My friends love me well. They're like, it's okay. But people are surprised that I'm not like 90% E. But this is hilarious to me. If you guys don't know what this means, um, I'm very P. I am very P, which means I'm not, from my understanding, y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. I don't plan. I'm not a planner. I'm very much go with the flow. I'm very like chill. When it comes to like traveling, I'm like, yeah, we can do whatever. And if I find somebody that's a J, it's great because I just follow their plan and I'm totally flexible with it. And I'm like, yeah, sure. But people who are J's are like sad if the plan doesn't go well or correct, like, or it doesn't go as planned. And me, I'm just like, I'm very like free flowy. And it's also bad when you're with a bunch of other P's because then like no one ever like makes the decision. Like, where should we eat? I don't know. Like, I need somebody who's kind of J in my life or will like never actually decide on a restaurant. But um a coworker of mine once went to South Korea and an elderly person, unfortunately was rude to him and making dog noises because he thought he was American. Every country, it's so sad how like people just, I don't know why they do it. I really don't know why people do it. It just breaks my heart. Um, that was my second guess. I used to be an ENFP. I also recently changed to INFP. Ah, yes, yes. See, I'm so close to the I. But I do think that I'm capable to Michael, you're an I? I mean, you're clearly in the middle as well. But you are I really would have thought you were an E. Um, I hope you will find your perfect J's. You're so cute. I do have some J friends. It helps me out. LOL. I have lots of friends named J. um, okay, hold on. Let me. Have you been to Magnate? I don't know if that's. I like to call myself an introvert who wants to be an extrovert. I am definitely an introverted extrovert or an extroverted introvert. Actually, I don't know. I'm just one of them. I will look up this cafe. Is this the cafe that is this Jimin's dad's cafe? Is that one? I'm so sorry. I don't know a lot about. It looks like the pictures. Let me know. Okay, back to questions. Okay. If I find someone who's 100% J, I'll let you know. Maybe that's too much because then they'd be like, "Why don't you wanna make any plans?" And I'm like, "Because I'm a P." Yeah, it's owned by Jim Instead. I it looked like it. I have not been there. I didn't hear the best things about it. Um, I heard that it's just okay. Like, but it's good for the experience, if you care about somebody, you should support them. So if you care about Jimin, you can support his fam. Um, oh, and we're talking about the IMBT, IMBT, MBTI, MBTI. See, there's my dyslexia-ness coming in. It's where it's a personality test that you can take to find out like who are you, and It tells you a bit about yourself. It's just a fun way. Yeah. Um, what is my throat doing? Okay. Drink water. That's what I need to do. Oh, this is a good question. I am 181 centimeters, so I'm considered kind of short in my country. What would be my height in Korea? You tall. If you come into Korea, you tall. Uh, over 180 is like, ooh, he over 180. But what surprises me is like, I had heard that. So I came here thinking, so I'm 171. Yeah, I'm 171 centimeters. People are always surprised I'm so tall. They always think I'm going to be shorter because I have a good Korean friend who is quite tall for, and I did a video with him. It was my street food video. His name's Peter. Peter's coming back to Korea. I can't wait to see him. But he is quite tall, I would say, for like a Korean. So I did a video with him. People think Koreans are short. So they looked at him and thought, oh, Megan must be super short because he she's shorter than him, but he just so happens to be taller and I'm taller. So people always meet me in person and they're just like, wow. You're taller than I thought. So, yeah, I'm 5'7.5", 5'7", somewhere around there. What is 5'7.5"? Am I getting this right? 5'7.5" in centimeters. 171. Is that right? I think. Yeah. So we're the same height. Yay! So yeah, I'm just a little bit taller, but not tall. But I would say there's a lot of Koreans that are tall here. Like there's a lot. Like I don't The only time I remember really thinking about the height is when I'm with, like, elderly people who are usually a bit shorter. But other than that, I feel like it's totally there's really not much of a difference, but I do think on average, a little bit like, little bit shorter. But let me say that, like, you'll walk around and see, like, tall people everywhere. So, yes. 175 centimeters. See, thankfully, you're not a laughing stock. Because there are a lot of tall people, but if you are female and you're tall, you'll definitely be looked at positively, not negatively. They will be like, "Wow, she's so tall." I'm about 5 foot. So close to 6. Um, y'all, I'm so glad that you guys are here. This is just so much fun. Okay, more questions. Oh, this is a good one. How often do you see trash on the streets or in nature? From your videos in general, everything looks so clean. This is one of the biggest, I think, changes as far as life here in Korea from when I talk with my friends who have lived here for longer than I have or visited here like longer. 옛날에, like way before. It's gotten significantly dirtier in Seoul, especially. Um, when you come here the first time, you don't see it. You really don't see it. I think it's like you're just so excited to be here. You have a bit of like rose-colored glasses on. You don't see it as much, nor does it really like get to you or bother you if you do see it. Like I don't remember Korea being dirty when I came here. But now it's still clean, still way more clean. Like in general, the trash, it's like so if there were more trash cans, I think it would not be as bad. But the thing is, there aren't a lot of trash cans around. So if you buy like a snack or something, they don't just have random general waste cans as often because they have such a trash system. Eventually, I'll make a video on it to explain it. It's not as complicated as people make it out to be. A lot of things have like a if you guys are ever worried about, am I throwing things away correctly? Look on all of your products. There's this, and it literally tells you what bin it goes in. So this is peanut, like this is the vinyl one. So when this is done, I put it into that specific trash can. And in convenience stores, there are trash cans. So if you go in there and buy something, you could always just get rid of the waste of it while you're in the convenience store. So you're not awkwardly holding it. But they have like specific trash bags for specific types of trash. So I have to have like a food waste bag and a general waste bag. And then I have to take my recyclings to the designated recycling places. So as a result, they don't just put trash cans everywhere because then somebody would have to go through and sort all of that. As a result, there is definitely more trash that just gets left everywhere. I would say, honestly, in the past 2 years, even, it's gotten way worse where people will just see trash, like the bag on the street, and they just put the trash next to it. Like they just put it down. Like it'll get picked up, if I put it down there and then that blows away or uh at nighttime, like if you walk at night, that's when restaurants will put their trash bags out on the street because the trucks will come through and pick them up usually later at night. So there'll just be trash bags everywhere. But the farther outside of Seoul that I go, the less dirty that it gets. Because I just think since there's so many people in Seoul, there's so much more trash, right? Because it's so heavily concentrated. So if you if you walk around at night, it is like sometimes a little smelly because the food waste bags are the worst. I hate food. Like I think it's a smart concept to have such specific, like, I think Korea does trash well, even though it's annoying. Like, we want to just be able to just throw it all away in one bag. But I think it's long term really smart. And it's so small, they have to be smart, right? South Korea is so small. We don't have the space to just throw trash into like a big waste area. Like, we need to be smarter with it because we have such a small country here. So, at night, it's bad. It's definitely dirtier. I would say what's the dirtiest is the fact that people smoke a lot, so they will spit on the street a lot more often. That's nasty. That is like one of the main reasons why people don't want you wearing shoes inside is because the streets are just super dirty with trash, like remnants or people spinning or cigarettes. In the States, if you think about it, you really just drive to the store, you get out, walk inside, walk around inside. Most likely that floor is pretty clean. Get back in your car, drive home. You're not like literally walking through everything. And like the bottom of my shoes get dirty a lot faster here. Um, and then when you see all the spit on the ground, you're kind of like, yeah, I don't want to bring my shoes inside anyways. So yes, I hope that kind of answered the question. Incheon, as far as dirty or as far as how is Incheon in general? Like, do I enjoy it? Tell me more of what you mean. INTJ. Wait, so you're almost the opposite of me. No, I'm a ENSP. Almost, right? I see. I'm still trying to figure out who I am. I don't know if this is a dumb question. There's no such thing as a dumb question. Seriously, ask anything. If I'm planning to go for 3 to 4 weeks, I need a passport and a visa or just a passport? You need a passport and you need to apply for the KETA visa, which is the tourist visa. It allows you to come to Korea. You can apply as soon as possible. But once you get here and it's like your passport, once you're accepted, you apply online. It is a few dollars to apply. But once you're accepted and you get to Korea, the visa is good for 2 years. And so you can freely come and go for as long, like wherever you're from. So if you're from the States, it's 90-day increments. If you're from Canada, it's longer. If you're from other countries, it's shorter. But like you can come and go freely, but you have to leave the country before the, like, for example, 90 days in America. I have to leave before if I enter on day 1, I need to leave before day 90, but I could literally go to Guam and like come right back and do another 90 days. People will live in Korea on tourist visas because they just can get an Airbnb again and again and again. They'll take a day trip. You don't even have to leave the airport. You could literally just go to Guam and come straight back. And so you need to have a visa of some kind. And so that tourist visa would be considered your visa. So make sure you get that. Not a dumb question, a really good question. 안녕하세요. 감 감사합니다. I live in the Upper West Side of Manhattan. Trust me, the trash situation in Seoul is so much better than there. It is definitely better, but it's gotten really bad in the past. Honestly, the past few months, it's gotten really bad, but definitely better than the States where people have jobs to pick up trash off the streets. Like I remember when I lived in China, there would be like people that were designated as like the sweepers and like they were just really uh like that was their job. And so it's so much better than a lot of other countries that I've been to, but it has gotten a bit worse, I would say, but still much, much cleaner than other places. Sorry, having to do something in the comments. Da, 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 da. How long do you plan on staying in Korea? Hmm. Will we ever get an apartment tour? Isn't that so funny? I did my empty apartment tour, but I never did the like updated, what does it look like now? The reason I never did my updated is because it quite literally looks almost no different, minus the fact that I have this chair and this bookshelf behind me and the desk that you guys are currently on. I am actually I'm potentially moving apartments. And so if I do end up moving apartments because it's crazy, it's about to be a year of me living in this place. Like I love my apartment so much and I want to call my landlord and ask if there's a bigger room because I love this building. I love the location. However, it is in a pricier area of Seoul because I was only living here because it was near Sogang and I was trying to like not have a big commute when I was going to Sogang Daehakyo, the Korean language school. So I I'm very much like conflicted about what to do about my apartment situation. It's actually on my mind a lot. Um so I don't know. I don't know. Anyways, I will give you an apartment tour eventually, but it probably will be if I do decide to leave. Because I honestly would love to show you guys like around the building and like why I like this apartment so that if somebody was curious trying to find a place to stay themselves, but I obviously wouldn't do that if I was going to continue to live here. I think there's a lot of stuff that's important when it comes to looking for an apartment. So, if you'd be interested in like an apartment, how I find my new apartment if I do go elsewhere, because I would like to have a different, a larger apartment because I really do live in a shoebox. Like, this is a shoebox of an apartment. If it wasn't a loft style, I would be, my claustrophobia would be. But yeah, so I just have to think about it. But as far as how long I want to stay, it's such a good question. My business and everything is just like it's all here. I love living in Korea. I love so much about being here, but I know that I don't think I would stay here for forever. Like I think that I'm called to eventually settle down in the States, but I don't think that's anytime soon. I cannot believe it's about to be a year of me officially living here, but, like, I had been here for 6.5 months before that, so it's not like it's been a while. It's been gosh, I'm, like, realizing how long I've been The first time I ca oh my gosh, was last not this past March, but the March before. So this coming March will be my 2 years of, like, my first time coming to Korea. What is time? But this February will be, like, 1 year of me living here full time. So, yeah, I'm gonna sign another lease, which is a year lease. This was a 1-year lease. I'm gonna do another year lease. So, at least another year. Gosh, I don't know. I just everything is going so well. I love my job. I'm getting more job opportunities. Like, I really would love my channel to be able to grow a bit more. And I have this really exciting idea for a series in the States, and I'm going back to visit friends and family in January/February. So I'm hoping I can do that series a bit while I'm there. But if it's a good enough series, I could go back to the States for a longer period of time and really because still about Korea. Oh, you guys, you're not ready. I'm so excited for those videos. I have so much planned already. But to answer, I don't know. I think it'll be just a few more years, but I don't know how many years. At least for sure 1 more year. But things could change. Things could change. I heard that you need a SIM card in Korea, and I've heard that Wi-Fi is so good that you don't need a SIM card. Ooh, such a good question. Wi-Fi, it's good. It's way more available than any other place I've ever lived. There are parks that have Wi-Fi. You go to the top of a mountain and it has Wi-Fi. I kid you not. I literally cannot believe it. So Wi-Fi is available, but something that's a little and on buses are great. Something that's a little hard is the subway Wi-Fi is a little bit picky and doesn't always work. And especially when you're trying to leave the airport and go home, like, or to your Airbnb for your very first time, I don't think Wi-Fi is reliable enough to say, "Don't get a SIM card," because, like, when I was trying to get from the airport home, none of the Wi-Fi was working the second time I came to Korea, and I didn't have a SIM card at that point, or did I have a SIM I didn't have a SIM card. I didn't have a SIM card, and it was hard to figure out how to get home, and only knew how to get there because I knew the area enough that I knew I had to transfer at this one place. I was struggling to make Wi-Fi work, so I just really would recommend, Hi, Alexis, I love you. I really recommend getting so Trazy is my favorite company. I've talked about that in my SIM card video. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go watch my SIM card video, much easier. To explain it if you or much easier to understand if you watch that video. You can get like a short term, just like 1 month SIM card, and it's not that expensive. You would be able to have signal everywhere without any concern or worry. Buy maybe like the cheapest data plan that there is. And also, it's good for emergencies. Like, I have had to make phone calls here and there. Um, I think it's worth it if you're coming for like if you're either coming for like 2 or more weeks or you're not good with directions. If you're not good with directions, it's just worth it because it's nice to have that phone that has the maps constantly going, period. So that's just my recommendation, but you could make it work without it. I just think that it's so cheap. I'd rather you spend money there. Oops, sorry. I'd rather spend money in the SIM card than something else. Also, Trazy I have a link to it. They also have a Wi-Fi egg. So you wouldn't have to have the whole SIM card thing. It's like having Wi-Fi on you at all times. And it's just nice so that you have it. It's a little bit cheaper, I think, than the SIM card, but where is it? I'm finding the link. Where is the link? Where's the link? Where's the Wi-Fi egg? There we go. Okay. So this is the Wi-Fi AGI, and that link is like if you do doesn't look like it really worked, but hopefully that works. But um if you use that Wi-Fi egg, it's kind of nice as well. So you would at least have the maps. So yeah, worth looking at. Um, I'm gonna start posting all of the links in the description of this video so that you guys can go to them later. Wi-Fi eggy. Wi-Fi eggy. What's wrong with me? Speed friending, come be my friend. Come to the speed friending event. That's tomorrow. Make friends. Make friends. Oh, I don't know what's wrong with me, but you're here. So, oh, hello from San Francisco. Hi, hi, hi. Hello. Hi. Oh, hi. Is it Deezy? Hello, hello. And is it Roderick? Roderick? I don't know if you're putting two things together. Hello, hello. It's a cool name. The new iPhones have eSIMs. I have heard about eSIMs. I was recommended an app to me that I personally have not tried. So I try not to recommend things that I haven't done or I haven't tried myself. Like I try to only recommend things to you if I've actually used it. So I'm a bit hesitant to recommend it, but now that I've told you I haven't used it, but I've heard good things. If you're interested in trying this app, supposedly it's just like an automatic oops. Uh supposedly it's like an automatic eSIM technology. It's called is the name there? Oh, it just says my name. Airalo. Airalo. Is there a way that it can show just the name? I guess not. Okay. Well, it says it right there. Does it say it here? I guess if y'all want to be really wonderful and put my referral code, that's a thing, but I have never used this. Airalo. It is like an automatic in your phone SIM card. People said it's good. Haven't tried it. Hello, hello. So bummed I'm missing the meetup event. Aw, I'll be just flying into Japan and then later to Korea. Your videos have been so helpful. I'm so glad that you found the videos to be super helpful. If you guys do want to go, but you couldn't go, message me and let me know because then maybe we can pick a different time in the future so that you guys can go. Because I know a lot of you would like to come. And that's a good way to meet more people because then you get added to my personalized group chats and all that good jazz. Rod will be just fine. Hey, Rod. Let me look up. Oh, okay. Somehow, if small talks happen to be a culture in Korea, are you going to settle down in Korea? Ooh, that's a good question. I think I really would have to become fluent in Korean in order for me to settle down here. That's the hardest part about living here, I think, is I want to communicate with people. I want to talk to people, but I struggle to explain myself, in Korean, and my Korean's quite lower end basic. And so it's just really sad that I'm such a like I love to ask good questions. I love to get to know people and I can't do that. So if I could speak Korean fluently, I think that my answer might be different. Or maybe I would stay here longer, or maybe I would literally live technically in both cities, like go back and forth quite consistently. But at the end of the day, I think that I need to live somewhere where I feel comfortable when communicating. And I still feel a bit uncomfortable. Yeah, quite a bit uncomfortable here in Korea. And I'm just really not good at learning languages. So your on Instagram is awesome. I followed you. I'm so glad. I really love posting on Instagram. Like I'm even doing like mini vlogs over there now. So It's fun. Okay, let me get back onto these Instagram questions. When people go to the gym in Korea, oh, like, do people go to the gym? Oh, when people go to the gym, what are they interested in? Like being in shape or strength? So let's just talk about because the reason I remembered I wanted to answer this was because like the concept of the gym in Korea. So I don't go to the gym in Korea because I do feel like I'm like a little walking on display exhibit animal. Sadly, that is just kind of something that comes as being a foreigner. Is like sometimes you're just looked at. And so that's kind of one of the reasons I refrain. I don't think so it's funny to me because all over Korea, there's like advertisements for gyms and they're like these big buff guys. Like the pictures, they're just like you know, and you just don't really see a lot of people that are like massively ripped here. Uh But people who go to the gym consistently always end up becoming like the super ripped guys. But usually people are just like they just look like they're in shape. I do think that Koreans have a much better metabolism because they're able to eat so much food and drink so much and still be like in a decent shape. Some of it I think is healthy, some of it I fear is a bit unhealthy with um like just what is regular, like what is free size? Like this concept of free size is like a size of clothing that should fit all humans. And so then if someone doesn't fit into that, they feel horrible about themselves. But free size is like quite small. So yeah. Wano. Oh, someone told me about him. He's like massively ripped. Someone told me about him like 3 days ago. That's what the signs will look like, but people in Korea don't look like that. So, I think people just go to, like, be in shape, but they're not going to be, like, super, super ripped or super, like, big. But just a recommendation if you do desire to go to the gym, if you're going as a student to Korea, a lot of schools have gyms and you're allowed to most of them you're allowed to use. Like, when I went to Sogang, they have a gym, and so that's free. You can go there. And then there are women only gyms. So if you are a woman and you are looking to like find a gym, that's something else that you could look for is a only women type gym. And then they have a lot of like classes that are like CrossFit like. They're very into those like really intense classes. And that's something that I've been wanting. I used to do CrossFit and I've been wanting to do that, but I'm just worried because I'm a girl that doesn't speak Korean well. So I'm like, where would I go? But anyways, yes, you should be so excited to eat Korean food. I'm so excited for you to be coming here. What is the moment that makes you think that you cannot live in South Korea forever except for language? Hmm. I already said the small talk thing. So I'll try to think of a different answer. Most like the only thing that really holds me back is my parents. I really miss being near my parents. I love my parents so much. We're super, super close. And they mean so much to me, and I'm an only child, right? So and I have a really small family, so being away from my parents is, like, the hardest part about living in Korea. I just wish that they were closer. I wish that they were here. I wish that there was some way I could do what I'm doing closer to my parents. But, yeah, I think that would be my answer. I love my parents so much, and I miss them. But they could potentially come here eventually, and that would be so much fun. If my parents came here to visit. I think that would be amazing. Also, so much I think the videos would be funny too to like show them around Korean things and like they haven't experienced a lot of Korean things. So I think that would be so fun. I'm hopeful that that can happen. Okay. How did you manage to stay for long term in South Korea? So, yeah, How do I live here? I have a whole video series called My Korea Story if you're kinda interested how I now work and live here full time. But basically, the best way, if you are also interested in coming and moving to Korea or living in Korea for a longer period of time, you first should come here. My girl Adrienne Hill, she went live and she talked about this a little bit, and I think it's so important. Come here first as like a tourist. Get to know the country, get to know the way of life, kind of see how things are, and then come back with a either a student, like a Korean language learning visa, or you could come as a teacher. Just understand that both of those are very rigorous jobs, very time consuming. So, the reason I preface that you should come as a tourist first, you're not really going to be able to see Korea because you're going to jump right into school or right into work. And then you work or study so often that there's not a lot of like free time. You get pretty tired. And then you kind of start to get in this wrestle of like, I feel like I haven't even seen Korea and I've been living here for, X long and I have to go back soon or something like that. So, if you are really looking to live here, the best way is to obviously find like a job or create a career kind of like I have, and that allowed me to get my entertainment visa, but it only came as a result of living here, making the right relationships, building those connections, talking to people, getting the insider scoop. What entertainment companies should you sign with? What entertainment companies should you not sign with? I don't recommend the entertainment visa, if I'm being completely honest, to 90% of people. You will go broke. So if you want me to talk about that more, I can. Feel free to ask. But just understand that it's best for you to get your feet underneath you here, get to know the area, get to know how to take the subway, go do all the touristy things. If you like it, then you can stay. Some people think they're gonna love it. They come, get or they apply to be a teacher, they get here and they hate it week 2, and then you've signed this contract and now it's a pretty big issue and you don't wanna stay. So, just because I like Korea, just because other people like Korea doesn't mean that you're gonna love Korea, doesn't mean that you're gonna have the same experience. So, the best way for you to come is as a tourist, make friends, make connections, and then come back on a longer visa, like a student visa or a teaching visa, and then other doors can kind of open as a result. There are ways to find jobs that are other jobs, not just teaching, but they're few and far between. But a lot of that would come through word of mouth or being in Korea to be able to be interviewed and stuff like that. Um, I think that was like the quickest way I could answer that question. But if you have more questions or if I didn't make myself clear, please feel free to ask. I would watch a reaction video of your parents experiencing Korea. I think it would be so much fun. Like, literally, I think it would be, and my parents are the best. If you guys haven't watched, a long time ago, I did a vlog with them where we went, like, hiking, and it's one of my favorite videos I've ever made because my family is just chaotically fun and crazy, and we just had so much fun. So, it's, like, down at the very bottom, like, old video before I came to Korea, if you wanna see how funny my parents are and stuff. They would be such a hoot. I hope they can come. Also, how bad is the pressure on people looking beautiful all the time, especially with skincare and the beauty standards? Kind of worried as a foreign visitor. It's yes. So I definitely care more about what I look like the longer that I lived here. It's so hard for the exterior focus to not bleed slightly into your mind. But what I say when I say that it's affected me, I don't leave my house looking ratchet anywhere near as often as I used to. Like, no makeup, messy bun, leggy like, I used to just look like I was gonna go to the gym, but I wasn't going to the gym. Now I try a bit more, and there are days when I don't wanna try, and so I still, like, I'll just put a baseball cap on, but, like, my outfit still is, like, nice-ish, a little nice, I just don't think that it affects people quite as much if they're here short term. The skincare, like the face concept, I don't think it affects you as much if you're here for a shorter period of time because you kinda just see it, you're excited to buy the skincare, you're excited to be here, done, you go home. When you start to live here over time and you start working with businesses and then you start kind of having, like, harder experiences where people will say, like, "Oh, your skin is not as good as I thought it was," or like, um, you know, like I know models who are size 2 and they, like, make fun of them for being a size 2 and not a size 0, but it's not like they're straight up making fun of them, they're just saying like, "Ugh, man, if she was a little smaller, like, we wouldn't be having this, like, costume issue," kind of thing. Like, you have to have thick skin in order to make it in the entertainment industry. That's a little entertainment industry side comment. Most people on the day-to-day would never say anything to you, but you just look around, you see people who are all stylish. You start to wanna look more stylish. You wanna kinda, like, blend in. You see people always wearing makeup. You kinda start to feel like, "Oh, I don't have any makeup on. That's maybe I should put it on just to kinda, like, blend in." It's funny that, like, when you're a foreigner living abroad, you start to find ways to kind of blend in because you get there's always a phase where you get sick of standing out. If you're here for any long period of time, there is a phase you go through. Sometimes it's forever, but sometimes it's just a short phase. You just don't wanna be looked at anymore, so you come up with any way to blend in. So you start wearing things or you start wearing hats so that you can block people's eyes out. I used to think to myself, because I hated standing out so much, this was in China, not Korea. I would enjoy when it rained because my umbrella would block my face, so people like, I couldn't see people staring at me. You go through that phase because 'cause you're not used to getting stared at, and Seoul, you're totally, like, way more able to blend in certain areas, like Hongdae and Itaewon, you're not gonna stand out anywhere near as much as if you were to travel outside of Seoul. So it's not a problem in regards to, like, if you stay here for a short amount of time, you're mostly just excited that there's so many skincare options that are reasonably priced. You're not affected negatively. Whereas the longer that you stay here, the more that you build relationships that like with Korean people or um you just see what the standard of beauty is all around you. You wanna kind of fit that and blend in, so you start to care more about what you look like. What's sad is when it affects people so much so that they start to feel like they need to get plastic surgery or they start to feel like they need to get fillers or things like that. But that's happening internationally. Like, that's happening in the States too. That's not just a Korea thing. That's like a worldwide thing because we think that the pictures on here are what people really look like, but they don't look like this. They don't look like that, you know? And this camera is like a lower quality camera, so you probably and the lighting sucks, but you probably can't tell, like, I have spots all over my face, but from a distance, you think, "Oh, she's got really great skin." I still think that I'm really blessed to have, great skin, but you think, "Oh, her face looks perfect. Looks like it's flawless." It's not. So, my advice, continue to remind yourself that you are beautiful just the way you are, without makeup, without the cutest outfit ever. You are seriously beautiful. You're handsome, you're gorgeous, you're attractive. You don't need that stuff. It can enhance your beauty, and if you enjoy enhancing your look, go for it. Don't do it to hide. Do it to like feel good about yourself. But if you're coming here for a short period of time, just embrace the fact that skincare is so cheap. Buy as much of it as you can. But if you start to feel the skincare or the plastic surgery like need starts to play in your head, talk to people about it and like yeah, just have people encourage you and remind you that you if you want to do it, feel free, but don't do it because you feel like you're so ugly you need to fix something, you know? talk to people about it because people wanna, like, love you and remind you of the truth that you're beautiful and you're stunning just the way you are. You don't need any of that. But if you feel self-conscious about something and you would feel more confident in yourself and you want to change something, it's just good to talk to people about this and not have, like, the dialogue in your head because, yeah, that's when it gets a little scary and people get, like, really obsessed with, like, "I need to fix myself," and then that's heartbreaking. Okay, we're done on that rant. I'm just yeah, I get worried about people because a lot of people and I've seen it in myself. I didn't ever think about ever getting plastic surgery, and I still don't ever desire personally to ever do that. But you see somebody else get something done and you think, "Do I need to do something?" Like, I haven't done anything, and it seems like everybody's posting these videos of, like, "I got plastic surgery in Korea." And it's like, "Well, do I need to?" No, I don't need to, but I can, but I don't need to. Okay, next question. I don't even know, like, what was I even saying? You know, that was a lot of randomness. Da, 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 da. A little group of us from northern India are hoping to visit next June for 10 days. So exciting. Where should we go to see the countryside outside of Seoul? Ooh, good question. On my Instagram, I just made a video and truly it was like one of my favorite experiences. I don't know, maybe it sounds a little ridiculous, but I went to here we go. Yongwol. You guys have to see this place. And we went to this museum. It's this video. If you guys, the cover is this little mini vlog. I'm I vlogged like a full length vlog while I went on this trip. And it was just one of my favorite days. It really was in the middle of nowhere. We went to eat at this like random restaurant in the middle of nowhere. The museum, it was just so much fun. And I really enjoyed that experience. And I felt like that town was like a really fun town to visit. But it is a little bit far away. And it took a while to get there by public transportation. So maybe that's not like the best. But you could literally take the train so many places and, like, just find a cafe, like, something I plan to do is literally just find a pretty cafe and just wherever it is in Korea, I just go, you know? I wanna do, like, spontaneous travel. I would also love to invite you guys with it, like, help me pick my trip, but, like, in the moment. Like, we plan a day, and it's gonna be the day where it's all up to you guys. You tell me what to do, I do it. Like, that could come down to, like, what I eat or drink at a restaurant or who I talk to, who I take with me. Um, I would love to do, like, a help me pick or, like, you pick my trip for me kind of, like, day. So, I think that would be super, super fun. But other countryside cities that I've liked. That was the first one that came to mind because Yonggwol, because I just really loved that trip was just so much fun. Um, Yongin, my friend lives in Yongin, and that's near Everland. And so if you wanted to get a little bit more outside of Seoul, you could always go there. That's Everland, which is like that's Everland is the best for Christmas. They have the best Christmas fireworks. So cool. Um, that was a fun city as well that I enjoyed going to get outside of Seoul a little bit. Um, I feel like I'm not answering your question well. But gosh, it's just like, just go. Find a place and just go. You know? Just go for it. Do you have any siblings? No. No, I don't. I have siblings in Christ. I have my Christian brothers and sisters. Thank goodness, because I hate the fact that I'm an only child a lot. I loved it growing up, and it's definitely given me so many opportunities in life. But overall, I really wish I had siblings. It'll be really hard to lose my parents and, like, grieve that kind of by myself. You can have my siblings, I have too many. Just hand them over. Mm, I keep forgetting to answer questions. No, I do answer questions. I just get distracted. Okay. Ba, 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 ba. Multiple people asked me what to do for New Year's. I truly don't know what's going to happen this year after the Itaewon experience. I don't know what's going to happen as far as like celebrations. I've never been anywhere outside of the country on New Year's because it's such a family holiday for me. So it's going to be really hard to be away from my family on New Year's. So I haven't really like thought about it. I I would say that that week, your best bet would to definitely just go explore all of the different Christmas lights. There is I really like going to the, like, Lotte World. There's a pond around, like, the Lotte World, and that's where the Lotte Tower is, and they put a lot of Christmas lights up in that area, and then, like, the Lotte Castle has, like, Christmas projections on it, and I think that's, like, a really a beautiful place to go. And then Myeongdong, there's, like, this big mall that you've probably seen it all over, but there's, like, this hologram that they do on the outside of the building as well for Christmas. But I I should ask around because people ask me so much what to do. I just really don't know if they're gonna do the same kind of celebrations that they've done in the past, so it's hard to say, but what follow me on Instagram because as soon as I figure out more things to do for New Year's, I can definitely post it on there. I've been so focused on, like, what am I gonna do for Christmas that I forgot about New Year's. And my birthday. My birthday is, like, in less than 10 days, so I've been thinking about what to do for my birthday, and then I've been thinking about Christmas. I haven't made it to New Year's yet. Nami Island is so beautiful. Nami Island is one of my favorite places that I've been, for sure. For sure, for sure, for sure. Summer is super hot and winter is super cold. Yes. Facts. Ba, 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 ba. Your wife's an only child as well. Yeah, it's really hard. Like, as a kid, it was great to be an only child because it was like, "I get what I want," you know? There were so many things that like, I got cool toys and I don't know, I just there was a lot about it that was super cool. It's why I'm so close with my mom, so I wouldn't change it, but it does stink the older that you get. I wish I had some siblings, but some people have siblings and they don't even talk to them or they have bad relationships. So, yeah, everything happens for a reason. I don't have siblings for some reason. Are you a Christian? Yes. I was raised Catholic. I don't call myself Catholic. I just call myself a Bible believing, born again Christian. A lot of people like to get in the denominations about it. I just love the Lord. That's it. And trust him, trust his word. Good news. I got the job at Seoul International School. That's so exciting. Congratulations. Excitingly scared. Yes. Yes. I'm sure it's got a lot of mix of emotions, but that's really exciting. Congratulations. I enjoyed Yongin Korean Folk Village during my last trip. It's also pretty there. There we go. Good recommendation. Oh, thank you for the early happy birthday. 감사합니다. 안녕하세요. Hello. Okay, hold on. Let me finish. It's it's already been an hour and a half. Okay. Ba, ba, bum. Okay, so something I do want to mention. Someone asked me about medical system, English hospitals, plenty of English hospitals, plenty of places that speak English, and most places that you do go, if you do need to be able to speak English, uh, there'll be a translator if needed, but it's good to find maybe places in advance that speak English. I think that would be good. But something I did not know was unaware of. So maybe if one of you guys are looking to come here and live as a student or try to live here for a long period of time, if you live on a long-term visa, you after 6 months have to mandatory start paying Korean health insurance. And sometimes people think they can get out of it, and then when they try to leave, they have to pay all of it collectively before they can leave the country. That would add up if you live here for a long time. And also, if you're a student, it's half. You pay half, you don't pay the full. But the first bill or 2 sometimes, like the first time you get a bill or first 1 or 2 times, you sometimes have to pay for 2 months rather than just 1 month. I didn't know any of this until I had to start paying it. It is around 140,000 won a month. So I had to pay my first month almost 300,000 won. Little surprise bill for you. And if you don't actually use it, I mean, that's expensive. 100 and what is that? I'm trying to do maths. 1,680,000 won a year. So that was a bit of a surprise. It was a bit of a surprise, but now you know if you're coming. That has been a horrible bill to have to randomly play, especially when I'm usually a pretty overall healthy person. My insurance in the States, I found a very cheap insurance that was not that expensive. It was called Ambetter. That was very cheap. So this was it was mostly hard that it was a surprise. There's a lot of like surprises. Um there was a lot of surprises with the way that housing systems go and things like that. Like there's rent, but then there's your utilities, but then there was like this building maintenance fee. So like me having to pay for the elevators and like the ajushi that is the guard and you know there's like this extra billing of the house maintenance fee that like wasn't included in the listing of like how much it's going to cost, or it was listed but it was like a separate category, and it was my first time getting an apartment, so I was kind of like unaware of it. Having to buy specific trash bags for where you live plus food waste bags, like I was like, oh, these are like I didn't like everybody has to buy like you know like garbage cans, but this is like specific, it's a little bit more expensive. I was, oh, okay, that's fine. Cool. Then the insurance thing, I was like, "Oh, this is that's like 300,000 won for a month." I was like, "Why is it this high?" But then I just found out that it's only for the first month or 2. So I was like, I thought I was gonna have to pay 300,000 won every month because I just got this random bill in the mail. So, yeah, there's just like little expenses that will add up here and there. But God provides. He's provided for me this whole time. I'm still here. We still kick in. He'll continue to provide if this is where he wants me to stay. So it's okay. It's just surprising. 네, 서울에 살아요. I wish I lived in Busan, but I have to live in Seoul. I'll answer a few more questions and then I'll probably head out because it's almost 2. I can't believe it. Y'all are too much fun to hang out with. Cities in Korea which have easy access to public transportation that you'd recommend to a solo traveler. All cities. Almost all cities. You can get there by public transportation. The easiest cities to visit are ones that have like trains directly to them. Sometimes like it's harder to travel east of South Korea because trains don't go that way quite as often as they do go like in the southern direction. So like Busan, you can go from Seoul to Busan in like 4.5 hours, maybe 4. And It also took me 4 hours to go to a city east, but if I had a car, it only would have taken me 2. So, public transportation is great, you can literally get anywhere, but just be careful about red buses, are usually the buses that go outside of, like, Seoul, that aren't the ones that you, like, go and buy the ticket at the bus station. The red buses are the ones that go to bus stops, you get on them, but they don't come anywhere near as often. So, if you are gonna take a red bus, just make sure that you look to see, like, when is it coming? Because it could not be coming for another 40 minutes if you don't catch this specific one. And I learned the hard way, it's better to go to, like, Seoul Station to take a red bus because sometimes, like, on weekends or at busy hours, the bus gets full at the other station. So I was waiting for the bus, not at Seoul Station, somewhere else, and by the time it got to me, there were only 3 seats left and I didn't get on it. Like, it was full by the time that I tried to get on to the bus. So, red buses don't come quite as often, and make sure you're going from Seoul Station. Um Oh, good night! Good night, Jolie. Sleep well. Um, oh my gosh, I don't know what the symbol is in front of it, but thank you so much. Like, I don't know where that's from, but thank you so much for your support. That means so much to me. Thank you. Um, I get very overwhelmed when people give financially. I feel bad. I don't want you to feel like you have to, but it does mean a lot and it does support me a lot. So thank you guys so much. Um, Filipino. Oh, that's so cool. I've never seen that before. Thank you so much. Seriously. Uh Yeah, you can get literally everywhere, and it's just so nice that you're so open to, like, access of so much of Korea. Um, so many questions. Lots of, um did you see the soccer game? Did you guys see the soccer game? Um, there was something else that someone asked me about, and I missed it, and I wanted to talk about it. I'm not gonna be able to find it, but I remember being like, "Oh, you should definitely talk about that." Yes, dating. So it's important for me to talk about dating because it is important that you don't mess up. Guys, you don't have to give. Thank you so much for your support, guys. Usually you don't have to do that. It means so much to me, like that you care about what's coming out of my mouth enough that you would like to give. Thank you guys so much. Um, About to leave for Korea in 2 days. First time traveling solo. I'm so excited for you. I'm so glad my videos have been helpful. Thank you so much. Thank you. I will definitely get to Ichigupa. Thank you. Um, Dating is so important to be careful. Um, I've talked about this before, but I don't think I can talk about it enough just because it's so important to be careful. There's definitely because foreigners are still so new to Korea, you have to remember, like, a few years ago, there were, like, no foreigners here, very few amounts of foreigners. Now there's so many, right? That's another one of the reasons why sometimes you get looked at funny, or maybe someone says something mean to you, or they don't let you into a restaurant. There's a lot of, like, overwhelmed. Like, a lot of Koreans are overwhelmed by how many foreigners are here now. Some people are used to it, some people don't mind, some people are overwhelmed. They think if you come into the restaurant, like, they won't know how to talk to you, or they have very sad beliefs and they don't want you in there. But whatever the reasoning might be, we're still quite new to Korea. So as a result, people look at you a little differently for both negative and positive reasons. So the same thing happens in the dating world. A lot of people have seen K-dramas, watched K-pop. They think, "Oh, I want to go find me my Korea boo. I want to go find my oppa, whatever, Nuna, whatever you want to say." And they come here very excited to date. Very excited to date. Sadly, guys have realized this, women have realized this, and I'm saying, like, people that live here full time. They realize that people came here with this excitement to like try a relationship. And they realize you've watched K-dramas or if you've watched, like K-pop has like the shows and stuff. They realize that you've watched this stuff. So they know what you think guys are like. They want to be that guy for you because they know if they say the right things, they'll get you to do the things that they would like for you to do. So when I first got here, I got onto Bumble to date, like to swipe through people. And I kind of was just like, oh, like anybody, I'll just swipe. Like if I think they seem funny or nice, like whatever it is, I'll just swipe right and we'll chat or whatever. And I would say, like, I'm not looking to hook up. I'm just looking to meet people. Like, just, yeah, I'm just gonna meet people. And they'd be like, "Oh, yeah, 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 like totally fine. Like just meet people, like no pressure, no nothing." Then I met somebody in person and they tried to get me to go to the hotel with them. Like for 2 hours. You can rent hotels here by the hour. Not all, but like what? So he was trying to get me to do that and that happened on multiple occasions where guys would be like, you know, do you mind if maybe I like come into your Airbnb? And I was naive enough at the time to think, oh, like it's an easy place for us to hang out. Totally fine. And then one thing would be like, he said he would not touch me. He would not try to kiss me, nothing like that. And I trusted him. And then it became like a little like hand grab over the table. And I was like, oh, thought we weren't touching, and then it became like, okay, I think it's time for you to go. And he was like, "Oh, I'm so tired. Do you mind if I just sleep on the floor? Like I'll just sleep on the floor like over here away from you." And it's just like, "Why are you even asking me that?" So, guys, they will say yes to get you like in person and then they keep trying to like say the perfect thing, take you on the perfect date to make you fall for them quicker. And then I'm going to be completely honest, so many friends of mine have said this is both guys and girls. They just wanted a hookup and they know how to get you there and then once they get it, they're gone. So I just want to say that as far as like be very careful because not all guys are bad. I have met amazing guys here. Like truly truly amazing guys. And they're not all bad. So I don't want you to think, "Oh, all Korean guys suck." That's so not true. Every country has the same thing happening where people say the right thing to get you into the bedroom. That happens everywhere. I just think that it's enhanced here with the foreign to Korean relationships because in Korea, they go slow in relationships. They will date quickly. They will make it official quickly. They'll hold hands, hug, be all over each other, and then break up 2 weeks later. But they don't do the other stuff quickly. They don't, jump to the bedroom fast. But they know that foreigners are more open to that mindset. So they literally can be in a relationship or married, not tell you about it, get what they want out of you, and then never talk to you again because they're actually in a relationship. That happened. So, yeah, I was literally getting coffee with a guy and looked over his shoulder and he was texting somebody that had all these hearts and like clearly was not talking to mommy. Clearly was not talking to his mom. Was talking to a female. And it was like as we were leaving the coffee date and I was literally like and I was so in shock that I just said goodbye, like walked away and was like that did not just happen. That did not just happen. Never talked to him again. So very interesting how they'll date, like, relationally, you'll think this is, like, one of the hardest parts I think about living in Korea is, like, you feel so lonely because everything here is couples culture. So you're like, "Why don't I have a relationship?" Because I see everybody else in these relationships, and you're thinking, "Wow, everyone must be in these long-term relationships because they look so in love with each other." No. Europe, the States, you get to know somebody and that process is a while and then you date. Korea, you date, you make the label, and then you get to know somebody. So a lot of people are in relationships, but they're super fast, or they just like date, break up. Like, I know this one guy that would come to this, like, language exchange that I was, like, with, and he would have, like, a new girlfriend, but it's a girlfriend, it's very much an official, but he would just date people for, like, 1 month at a time. Like, it was just 1 month, 1 month, and from my perspective, I'm like, "He's a player," but he's not. That's the culture. The culture is just you start dating, you make an official, and then if you don't like each other, you break up. For me, that's like, "Ow, I don't wanna," like, that hurts my heart. So you realize Korea too much. It's it's part of just what has been established here mostly as how they handle these relationships. So, different. We do relationships differently. So you should not be moving quickly with a guy or a girl. It should be like uh it should be slower. You might be quick to put the label on it, but you should be moving a bit slower once you're like in the relationship. And yeah, like I've said a million times, not everybody does this. I've met so many great guys. I have got really like very, very, very good friends who are dating Koreans, long-term relationships. Most of them, they are speaking Korean though. So a lot of like the best relationships that I've seen are people who are speaking Korean with their significant other. Because you also have to think about like if the guy is learning English, if they're really interested in learning English and they speak English really well, they either were really enjoying the language and they just wanted to get to know it. Maybe they travel a lot. Maybe they're like from a family that also speaks English. But like it's also the gateway into meeting foreigners. So just as much as someone maybe is coming here because they really wanted to meet their Korea boo, the same thing is kinda happening in Korea, so it's happening on both sides, like, there's, like, a fetish that kinda can develop into some sad experiences, but yeah, it's not everybody, it's not everybody. If you are, like, a green I don't wanna say green mean go flag, but, like, a better experience from my own personal experience going on dates and stuff like that, it's good to meet somebody that's traveled, like somebody that's been outside of Korea. Not saying that people who haven't been outside of Korea wouldn't be, good to date either, but if you're really looking for something maybe more serious, it's better if they've seen other parts of the world and they have kind of yeah, just had like that had multiple cultural exchanges, experiences. I think those have been like the best relationships or conversations that I've had is when yeah, they're just more well experienced to, like, travel. So I don't wanna say, like, "Green, go, definitely go for it," but it has led to better experiences than maybe somebody who really like, serious-wise, they don't understand my culture, so we're starting to really butt heads culturally rather than learn from each other. Um, there was a guy that I dated who had not traveled very much, and it would kind of we would get in, like, little fights about, like, "How could you see it this way?" or "How could you do things this way?" Like, we really weren't m meeting eye to eye at all, like, ever, and it felt like I had to keep compromising to meet him, and there wasn't a lot of, like, meeting me because he couldn't understand some things that I was doing or some ways I would hold like yeah. So, if they're a bit traveled, I think that is definitely a lot better, and then, just yeah, just, like, little signs for all relationships, like, they shouldn't be too secretive, like, they should not, not like, Kakao, like, people will make double Kakao accounts because they can log in and out of the app, right? They'll make different Kakao accounts to text you versus, like, maybe their girlfriend or something like that. So, if they always are taking a really long time to reply, maybe they're not logged into that Kakao account, like, those are just, like, little things to be a little bit, like, careful about. Um, but anyways, That was like a little side tangent. Oh my gosh, it's almost 2 o'clock. I can't believe it. Ah! I've been wanting I do know a lot. I've been wanting to quickly ask if you guys are still there and still present. I have been wanting to really, really ask. Do you guys remember that trend that went around and it was like, if I was a color, if I was a season? I've been wanting to do that with you guys because I'm curious what you think of me. I'm so curious to know what you guys think if I was a color. What do you think if I was a color? That's my first question. Because I just think that would be so interesting to know. And why. So you can say your color, and I'm curious to know, like, what am I if I was a color? Do you guys even know the trend I'm talking about? It's so random. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go. And then I was like, wait, hold on. Green? Why green? What color green? You guys are all saying because you seem to like it. I'm dead. My favorite color is blue. That's so funny. Green, but you seem to like a pink. So the only reason I bought this pillow that's pink is because a lot of things that were gifted to me were pink. And so there's a lot of like pink accents and like you can't see it, but like I have like a journal someone gave me that's pink. This is pink. There's so much pink accents that it felt like I needed to add a pink pillow. But I actually hate the color pink. I don't hate it. It's just definitely not my favorite color at all. You're green. You share hope and speak life. That's like this color green, that color green. What color green? Are we talking like dark green? Are we talking about light green? You know? Blue. Bright blue, not dark. Oh, I like how your name is Green Tree. But thank you. Bright blue. This blue? You're a rainbow. You guys are so sweet. Vibrant green. Mysterious blue eyes. My eyes look way more green when I wear green, and then they look way more blue. Well, I have green on, so it doesn't work. But when there's just blue in the frame, like I bought this blue sweater that I'm gonna wear to church tomorrow. I thought about it because I was like, I love, and I have to like greet people. I love this blue. Hold on. Look how bright. Oh, my leg's asleep. Look how bright blue this is. Oopsie. Look at how blue this is. My eyes still look green. But I'm so excited to wear this blue. Anyways. Oh, blue. That's so blue. That's hilarious. At blue. I can't. I'm dead. This is the blue you're thinking about. I love this color. This is like one of my favorite colors. This blue, blue, blue. 1,000 blue. You guys are cracking me up. Say yellow, a soft light yellow. You have a very calming effect. Oh, also your personality is bright and cheery. Thank you so much. Is this too bright of a yellow? Maybe this yellow. This kind of yellow. My mom's favorite color is like this yellow. So I like that. Emerald green. Oh, thank you guys so much. My blue looks good. You guys are so sweet. Okay, what were some of the other categories? I should definitely go soon. Okay, I'm just getting distracted. Other categories of like stuff like if I was an animal. Oh, if I was an animal, what animal would I be? Oh, I really want to know what you guys think. I'm so curious. Beagle? You'd be a cat. I love cats so much. Beagles are so cute. Not saying that I'm cute. I just love beagles, but they're like ears and so floppy. As a squirrel, I like used to have a squirrel sweatshirt. I loved squirrels so much. A bird. Okay, what kind of bird? Are we talking like parrot because I can't shut up? Or are we talking like a little blue jay? Like what kind of bird? I love this game. You agree with squirrel? I get so excited like a beagle. Like floppy ears start bouncing. The prettiest giraffe. I'm trying to make my neck long. Oh, thank you. It's okay. You can go, guys. I'm gonna go soon anyways. I'm just having fun. Siamese cat. Are those the ones that are like no hair, hairless ones? I love cats. Have a good day as well. Uh, curious and spunky, like a squirrel. Okay. Yeah. Squirrel, spunky, SS. Yes, cat. I love cats so much, but I relate very well to a cat because it's like I'm that extroverted introvert, you know, like cats really love to like be loved when they're ready to be loved, but when they need their alone space, they're like, you know, oh, Siamese cats have blue eyes. Oh, okay. I was like, I guess I don't have hair. Oh, could you explain the trend? So there's just like there was this like trend on Instagram where couples or like close friends would say, if I was and then they would fill in the blank. They'd be like, what do you think and why? So color, why? Animal, why? Another one was like season or like type of weather. If I was a type of weather, what would I be? And that could be like, you know, thunderstorms because you're super loud, or like, you know, sunny like the sun because you have a bright personality, stuff like that. So it was just like a fun way to see like what people think of you. So that's the only reason why. Yeah, so that was the only I was just curious to see what people would think if I was like an animal or a color. Um Yeah, I guess I need I need a good friend to answer these for me. Should we do one more? Let's do one more and then I'll go. Persian cat with the blue eyes. Oh, those are so pretty. I love Persian cats. If I was a food, weird. I don't think that was one. Food. Yeah, okay. If I was a food, this is hard. This is a hard one. If I was a food, what food would I be? Tofu. Because I'm white. I'm white and plain. Is that why you think I'm tofu? Pasta. What kind of pasta? I need the noodle, or I need the You said, no. Why tofu? What pasta? There's a couple who's been on YouTube channel, TikTok called Don't Stop Meowing, and they have 3 cats, which one of them is called Chase, and he would meow as if he was saying no when he wants to be alone. Totally, totally me. Blueberry juice. I love that answer. Chicken Alfredo. I'm for it. I love chicken. I love cheesy pasta. This is like such a random question. Thank you guys for putting up with me and my craziness. I think I relate really well to this Chase cat. Tofu goes with anything. They can be used in many different dishes. Ah. Oh, okay. That's a good answer. I like it. Cucumber. Oh, cucumber. Yes, go take care of your work emails. I'm leaving soon anyways. Have a good day, night. I don't know where you are, but bean sprout and rice soup. I miss that. Oh, you guys are so sweet. Okay, I am going to go. This has been so much fun. Thank you guys for joining me and hanging out. Just a reminder, if you do want to come hang out with me tomorrow as well, we'll do this except over FaceTime. We'll do this with a few other people over FaceTime for my friend speeding event on my website, meganosta.com. I will see you guys again soon. More videos coming soon. Happy December. Stay warm. Wear lots of warm jackets and warm outfits if you are somewhere that it's cold, especially Seoul. Seoul's getting so, so, so cold. But yes, we'll talk again soon. I hope to do more like Vlogmas or like Live-miss so we can hang out more. Have a good day. Have a good night, wherever you're from. Much love. Mwah, mwah. I'll see you guys again next time. Bye-bye. Have a good week. Thank you guys. Bye, 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 bye.